Welcome everyone to Castingtolevelup Season 2, your video game movie review podcast where we review all movies based on video games. I am your host, Ben.
With Gamer Jordan.
And on today's episode, we are reviewing Biohazaed 4D Executioner. Jordan, we made it to Season 2.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
You said we would not make it to Season 2.
I did say that.
Gotcha, bitch.
Gotcha. Yep.
All right,
we
Jordan,
got some
have you
great stuff in Season 2 to watch. I don't know how we're gonna make it any sort of funny when we get to the good stuff, but we don't have to worry about that right now. We got Biohazaed 4D.
So yeah, we chose to do this just because of the immense library of Resident Evil games. So we're starting off with this one for the first Resident Evil game. Jordan, have you ever watched this before?
No, I had no idea this even existed. I don't know how they released it.
I mean, I can try to pull that up on the wiki.
I mean,
I think
it doesn't really matter.
Well, here, let me just get to the synopsis.
Okay.
Oh no, we're doing the video game first. See, we just haven't recorded in a long time.
Yeah, and yep, and we're doing this remotely again. So,
so the concept of Biohazaed 4D Executioner was originally conceived by an anime director who proposed his idea of the film to Capcom, the game company responsible for Resident Evil series. The project was announced to the public in late October 1999.
Whoever directed this, I feel like could direct something scary. So maybe I'll look up like who he is. Hopefully he's done other things.
So someone has referred to the story as a gaiden or side story for fans of the Resident Evil series because it is non-canon. The film was produced with a budget of 150 million yen, so that's 1.4 million in 1999.
Okay. Yeah, it looks
a widespread release in Japanese theme park theaters followed. Okay.
Theme park theaters?
I don't know. Yeah, that's what it says. A widespread release in Japanese theme park theaters followed in November 2000. The film is shown in movie theaters for a large audience and in single booths for a small number of viewers. Oh, gimmick chairs. So maybe it's like where they, because it's 4D. I don't know if you've ever been to one of those at like a Universal Studios where like they spray water
like,
and
you could smell the freaking rats. Like,
there's no way. There's no way that they let you smell the rotting flesh. There's absolutely no way.
I don't know, Ben.
Okay, well, we'll get into it. I mean, it's only
Japanese
17
people.
minutes long.
Yeah, it looks like he's directed a bunch of like anime stuff. He did Char's Counterattack, which is a Mobile Suit Gundam thing. I actually really like that movie. So that's cool. It looks like he hasn't really done a whole bunch more horror stuff, but we'll get into that. Anyway.
Video game.
Resident Evil. I freaking love this series.
I'm slowly going to change your opinion about that.
Okay. I don't know how. We got Resident Evil 2 and 3 and 4 next. It's not going to be till 5 till I start having any issues.
And 5 is my favorite.
I know. We don't agree on what makes a good video game.
It's mechanics, Jordan. It's mechanics that makes a good video game, and this game does not have it.
Mechanically, you should love Resident Evil 4, and you don't. I don't understand.
because I am not a trained gun person.
Okay.
But I can walk and shoot and still hit a target.
Okay.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna hit the target. It's not gonna be a bullseye, but I'm gonna hit the target. And I'm not gonna stand there while these stupid villagers just walk slowly at me with a shovel, and then I run out of bullets. And no, I'm gonna run away. God, that game is such overrated garbage. It's such overrated
No,
garbage.
you gotta what? Resident Evil 1 or 4?
4.
Okay. Well, actually, it doesn't matter. The point is, you're supposed to like feel like you can't shoot because you need those bullets later, and that adds to like the horror element.
That's dumb.
Silent Hill did the same thing.
If you're going into a zone, like you're gonna have a mag of bullets in between your butt crack.
Not like in Resident Evil 1, like they were just doing like a whatever routine fucking check on a mansion or wherever the fuck it was. Like they weren't.
Yeah, you got to save the rich people.
Yeah, they weren't going in like thinking it was going to be guns ablazing. And then it's a mansion.
Yeah,
why would they keep a crap ton of bullets everywhere?
But you would your vehicle would be filled. Like you would be prepared.
They got separated from their vehicle. What do you mean?
What? Well, I'm just saying whatever.
You're insane. It adds to it. You gotta keep your inventory managed.
I can respect that. Like it's shot like a horror film, but if I can't control the camera, I'm probably not gonna like your game.
You're insane, and you can in 4. So I don't know what the fudge you're talking about.
Well, I'm talking about the first one.
Yeah. And
like, I can respect that it's shot like a horror film, but the controls are bad.
I understand not being able to get behind tank controls, but my brain can get used to it pretty quick. Yeah, and I love it. I love Resident Evil 1, especially the initial reveal of the first zombie like is incredible. It still sticks with me, and I love it, and I love Jill and Chris. And in the who's in the second one? I don't even remember. It's Leon and
Don't ask me. I haven't played it yet.
is it just Leon?
I don't know.
The guy who says he loves Resident Evil 2, not.
So
remember.
Jordan, shocker, I did not beat this game.
Oh, I did. I beat both stories. I did not beat the next game we're gonna talk about yet. That game's a little rough. But
do they explain why there is a mansion just full of zombies?
Yeah, they were doing tests in the basement.
Okay.
And Ada Wong is also in it. But yeah, it's Leon in the second one.
So at the time it's the highest selling PlayStation game.
Yeah. And Capcom really like I think initially it was supposed to be like a test thing they were doing, like, oh, we're just going to kind of make something and see if it works. And then it worked so well that like even throughout Capcom on the PS2, they were still just doing this. Like they made Onimusha, which is the samurai game I told you about, and that is tank controls, and it kind of still plays like a Resident Evil, just more combat forward. But they just figured out, like, oh, this is a good formula, so let's just make a ton of stuff in this formula, which is, it's...
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is the first time I've ever played this game. Um, I'm assuming I couldn't imagine how many times you've probably beat this game.
Yeah, not a ton for the first one.
So it sold 4 million copies worldwide.
Yeah, I can imagine. Um, yeah, one, it's fun, but once you have the puzzles figured out, there's not a ton to come back to. Same thing with 2. Um, like from what I remember of 2, I haven't played 2 in a really long time. Probably like 5 years now. Whenever the remake came out. But yeah, once you figure out all the puzzles, there's not a ton to return to. But yeah, I still love it. The voice acting's incredible for the remake. I did pull up clips for the original because that was incredible. Because it was just so bad. But
because all of my Resident Evil knowledge is based on the movies and playing 5 and beating 5 multiple times.
Yeah.
But seeing Wesker, is that how you say his name? Yeah. Seeing Wesker in the beginning, I mean, I was like, oh, well, this is not going to go good for my team.
Yeah.
So it was just weird to see him as a STARS member.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I can't wait for you to play through more of these games. And you're really going to have to, like, put in the effort when we get to 4.
Yeah.
Oh. Or, like, yeah, maybe I'll let you, like, just look up some stuff about it, like, the cutscenes and stuff. Because, again, it's totally your vibe. But I could see how that would not be your vibe specifically. It is very horror centric. They tried to make it scary. By 4, they kind of are having fun with it. So they pivot into kind of silly. But
kind of silly.
Yeah, it's kind of silly. Like, I'm sure there's people who remember 1 being kind of silly, but that was just because of the voice acting. It wasn't because the game wanted to be silly. Yeah, especially like the voice actor for Barry. It's a little rough, but yeah. There were a few jokes that remained in the remake, but boy, yeah, this game hits you real quick with the zombie in the shower, or yeah, the bathroom, and then God, the dog scene, just everything is trying to freak you the heck out, and I think it does a really good job, especially because whatever comes at you, you don't want to shoot at, because you're like, fuck, maybe I can get through the door before they get to me, and then I could save my 2 bullets.
I mean, maybe I could have got to those areas of the game if the game was playable and or enjoyable, but sadly it wasn't.
God. Wow.
It's just, how is this game considered one of the best of all times?
Well, because other people can get their head around tank controls.
Or they're just, zombies, and they just follow the crowd. One of the two. Okay. Well. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say this is Capcom's first, or at least one of their first, like, really trying to appeal to the Western audience.
This thing was on the Sega Saturn?
So, yeah. Oh, yeah, it was on everything.
No, I mean, not everything. Nintendo DS, Sega Saturn, and PlayStation.
Wasn't it on... No, Resident Evil 2 was on the 64. and then they re-released this on PS1 like right away for DualShock, because you could not use DualShock with the original.
And then there's alternate endings I'm reading.
Yeah, I didn't know that either, actually.
So, if at least the partner survives, the tyrant is defeated and the mansion destroyed. Otherwise, the mansion remains intact and the tyrant remains loose in the forest if the partner or team member is left to permanently die.
Wow. I guess I'm really good at video games because my partner never died. What the fuck?
Or you're just not a true gamer and just didn't know.
Oh, maybe they die. They die on the first one. Can you, if you haven't beaten the other one's story, can you save him? I don't know. I did Jill's second. I remember Jill's ending because that's the second one I did. I was kind of blazing through Chris's because I knew I had to play Jill's next. Which,
I have nothing else to say that's going to be positive.
Mechanically, that's a really, like Jill has less inventory space than Chris, and I like that because, like, of course Chris could carry more.
She's a girl.
He's a big dude, and Jill's kind of scrawny, but she's a little faster. So, you know, a little bit of variety with the gameplay.
Yeah.
But Chris's, like, combat situations are definitely a lot easier than Jill's. I feel like Jill's might also take more damage. I was getting that sense. Maybe it just kind of hit harder on my second playthrough because I kept taking like unnecessary damage, and it was really making me mad. Yeah, but yeah, Fudge. I love this series. I love this game. The remake is so good, and I'm so glad we were able to play the remake and we didn't make ourselves play 2 PS1 games back to back. I like the PS1 era. I'm not crazy about it when there's other options.
Yeah.
Especially like the GameCube one like plays pretty similar, and it looks way better.
I think I have Resident Evil 2, the remake, on my PS5 when I finally get around to it.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good.
But then I also have it on the Dreamcast, so I might have to go back and forth.
Oh, you should.
Well,
that you'll just get hit with how good the remake for 2 is. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to get to all these. They're all so good.
And I think that's my thing. Like with Capcom, like because they've remade every single version so far, it just feels like a cash grab to me at some point.
Yeah. Maybe, but like 2 through 4 are like full-on remakes. Like they really care about it. So
and they got it right with 5.
Well, they did an HD version for 5 later.
No, they just got it right with 5.
And then 6 just becomes full-on, I don't know, zombie shooter. You don't really got to conserve your bullets on that one in like any sort of meaningful way. I don't like 6.
Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed playing the game.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a shock to you or anyone else that I did not have a very fun time.
Oh man, and I can't imagine how you were doing with the next game that we're gonna talk about.
I guess we'll find out. I mean, I'm gonna love the shit out of the movie. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh yeah.
Boobs. All right. Well, should we get to Biohazaed 4D Executioner?
Let's do it. Okay. So I'm assuming they made this in the Resident Evil game engine. That's what it looks like anyway. It looks like the cutscenes from the original Resident Evil 1.
Okay. Hold on one second. So, like I said earlier, we're doing Biohazard 4D Executioner. It's a animated little movie short, but so the synapse in this non-canonical entry in the Resident Evil / Biohazard franchise, 5 members of the UBCS are sent to Raccoon City to trace Dr. Cameron and foremost her research. However, the horrors they encounter are beyond their imagination. Imagination. I wonder how that imagination went when we were just basically watching straight up tentacle porn.
Yeah, it gets really... Yeah. But
Lots of imagination. Pervert. He's a pervert.
There is, like, some solid horror ideas here that are happening. He's really obsessed with showing the cockroaches at the beginning and the rats when they're in the sewers.
I'm just remembering. I'm like, oh, we went from a roach to a rat to a bird to a human to what else?
So for anybody who hasn't seen it, and you should,
it's free on YouTube.
It is free on YouTube. It's 20 minutes. I don't know if I recommend you watch it. It's PS1 style graphics. And it didn't age super well, and I'm pretty sure it's just fans doing the translations for the subtitles. But so they're looking for this doctor. They go to the first location, and
you're skipping the House of the Dead intro.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
So it starts with, like, you see a Humvee driving, you see a bunch of like cans of corn, and then a bird to like break up the screen, but it straight up looks like House of the Dead like intro.
It does. Yeah.
I loved that part, and then we're only 40 seconds in, and I'm just I'm knowing where we're going from here, and I'm already sad.
Yeah. But yeah. But yeah, they get to the first location. They find a dead doctor, but not the doctor they're looking for, I guess.
And they've got GPS in their ID cards, and this is based in 1996. So that GPS,
oh yeah,
that's going to be big.
Umbrella Corporation
heavy, hanging around your neck.
Is trailblazing, man. It's too ahead of their time. But yeah, so they get. Is it just the monster they encounter? Yeah, so they find the dead doctor.
Yeah, because there's not zombies until the end.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, it's a zombie-ish monster, but yeah, he's got weird tendrils and like it looks like a tree, like branches coming out of him.
Don't be kink shaming, okay?
Okay.
Because this whole entire thing is just a kink, and can't be kink shaming tentacle porn people, okay?
I will kink shame them. Yeah, I have my own stance, I guess, on that. That's too much.
But this movie's gross.
It is, but like, there's some good ideas.
Well, I can't really call it a movie, but
happening, especially near the end. But it's a virus, so yeah, it starts in a roach, like a cockroach, and then it like infects a rat, and then
it transfers very quickly.
Yeah, and I guess I skipped the part where this tentacle monster kills one soldier out of the 5 or 6 that come into the first facility.
Well, because in the Resident Evil universe, they don't know how to shoot and walk at the same time.
Yeah.
The people in this universe are not from Earth because these people can't chew gum and walk at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, I hate this franchise. I'm sorry, Jordan. I hate this franchise.
I love
the movies
it.
I love.
You're wrong,
Ugh.
but that's okay. But yeah,
No,
so
and I do have a note here. Zombie roaches. I put a lot of exclamation points because I was trying to be excited to watch this, but I wasn't.
yeah, and like on its face, that'd be kind of scary. Something that could infect humans too can also infect insects, and then rodents, and then I guess back to
Birds.
humans. Yeah, and then birds. Yeah, but it's like it's really gunning for these soldiers. So yeah, it starts as a roach after they kill the main like infected thing. It transfers
Yeah,
its virus to a cockroach, and then that cockroach gets on a rat, and then it controls
which
the
is a
rat till
mammal.
it goes outside trying to chase the soldiers. And then the
Yeah.
soldiers drive over to a sewer, which I assume is just 2 blocks down. So these scientists were not actually trying to survive. They're all pretty close knit together. Um, and then it is like, well, shoot, I can't follow them on foot. So it transfers to a bird and flies over to them. And then these soldiers go down to a sewer, still looking for a doctor. And then
Yeah,
they find out
well,
the doctor's dead because this doctor was trying to infect themselves with the virus.
So just going back a little bit, when they're in the warehouse and the tentacle porn monster, how is that thing hiding among just those handful of like oranges or bombs or something?
Yeah, the grenades.
That that monster was as tall as the ceiling and almost as wide as the room. How is it hiding
I don't know.
behind the
Some
crates? Okay.
old school PS1 logic, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so
no,
I'm
and we're kind of watching this as we're recording, and I'm trying to figure out when the cockroach actually bites the human.
I think it's off
But
screen.
I do, I do love how we got roach mode activated. Like we get to see through the eyes of the roach,
Oh yeah.
and I gotta tell you, this roach, he is either, he's the 007 of roaches, because this little guy goes on a journey.
Yeah. Well, he's a rat by the time we're doing the first person thing.
Okay.
And then it gets to a bird, and then it stops. It slowly pulls out into third person. Which, like, on its face, that's kind of scary too, especially for, I don't know, whenever this movie came out. Like,
96.
yeah, seeing the predator stalk its prey is that's kind of spooky. Um, but yeah, and then I'll skip forward to the sewers here. Yeah, they find out the doctor was trying to like infect herself, and then the commander guy goes, "Well, they're not any use to us then." Anyway, so I guess let's get out of here. And then one of the other soldiers go, "Well, there's probably still data around, like." So then they try to get the data.
I've got a note. I said, "Thank God this is only 18 minutes long."
Yeah, it's really hard to watch nowadays. It didn't age super well.
No.
Maybe if you grew up with these graphics, it'd be easier to watch, but
And maybe the director of this was a big fan of Katamari, because the roach kind of did like the whole
get
roach
bigger
to
thing.
rat to bird. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I hope so, but I don't think Katamari was out yet. Maybe.
You sure?
96? Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, it had to have been, because Katamari was on PS1 or PS2.
I know Damacy was on PS2. And that's the
Those
one
are
I
fun
play
games.
when I
I wish I played that over
Yeah.
over
Resident Evil.
yeah, and
It's
and
just
then
a funny, silly game. I love it. But yeah, when they're in the sewers and doing some data stuff, it cuts to like
skipping all the tentacle porn between the rat and the bird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Okay.
I don't know.
This is why I hate Resident Evil. It's just unnecessarily gross.
Yeah, sometimes. It is very body horror forward. I don't know, man. It's gross. Yeah. And they look like do you remember Small Soldiers?
I know the movie, I never seen it.
Okay, well that's kind of what they look like. Like they look like CGI toys come to life.
Yeah, just worse.
Yeah, they should have talked to Pixar because Pixar could have done it better. But yeah, they do leave a soldier outside to protect the truck, but then he gets attacked by a bird.
Yeah, he can't even shoot a fucking bird.
Yeah, he's
anyone
really
in the Resident Evil
at
series can't fucking shoot.
Yeah.
None of them can shoot. I don't know why they have fucking guns. They can't fucking shoot.
He is shooting, just letting every zombie for like 10 miles hear him.
Well, but then there's like a scene with like I'm gonna say like the main guy. He can't even shoot and walk at the same time. So I did write on here massive game cred.
Yeah, there's definitely some game cred stuff. Like when they're going through looking for the data and stuff, that looks like it would be maybe like a puzzle in the first game. But yeah, so the guy shooting like a maniac gets infected by a bird, and then there's a horror, like kind of a scary thing that happens. They're hearing the bullets go. I think they're like figuring out what's going on. So one of the soldiers climbs up this sewer ladder and is kind of looking around, and then it's like there's bullet casings just falling down into the sewer, and it cuts to first person while he's trying to walk up, and then he gets just straight up cut in half. His torso goes and his legs fall. And then followed by like an alien-esque like monster reveal. But I guess it's more scary than the last monster because this one has an eyeball. So, yeah, but then the captain starts just like Olympian running down the sewer while the monster's like following him, crawling on the ceiling. So like that's also kind of freaky. There's definitely some freaky stuff in here. I wish the guy like directed like some more horror anime stuff because I bet that'd be scary.
I'm just I'm surprised when they're driving away that they can actually
shoot.
They can drive and shoot, yeah.
They can drive and shoot. Yeah.
And then so the ending, because so they escape the tunnel, they drive away, they kill tentacle porn
hang on.
monster 2.0.
Let me talk about the captain. Like he gets out on a different exit. Doesn't really care about the soldier trying to get data anymore, I guess. And it kind of looks like he gives up at some point, which is funny to me. Like he gets out, he's surrounded by normal zombies. To my knowledge, he hasn't really shot any with this first pistol, but he shoots once and then kind of throws his gun away, slowly gets out a second gun, puts that into a zombie's mouth and shoots, and then the zombie gets killed by tentacles. It really feels like the captain's like given up here, which is funny to me because all these zombies in old school zombie fashion are just kind of sauntering over to him. And this guy can sprint, so I don't know why he's already thrown in the towel.
Okay, so they drive away. They can shoot and drive.
Yeah, the
So,
other
I guess
soldier
here's-
is alive and comes and collects the captain after the captain gets hit once with the tentacle monster and then writhes in pain.
Oh, what's the scene? He says that he lost his temper. I can't remember what he did.
Yeah.
But I just wrote if that's him losing his temper, I would hate to see him like full blown pissed off.
Yeah, I don't. And that might be a translation issue. I know, like, at the beginning,
Oh yeah.
they're like, yeah, this is our duty. And it's like, okay, so in, like, English terms, that's like, oh, this is our mission when they're, like, talking about finding the doctor. But as they're driving away, the captain also gets on the machine gun. But yeah, the guy getting data apparently snuck up and got into the truck and then goes and collects the captain. And I'm not quite sure why. I guess just to have another scary scene at the end.
Which all right. So yeah, the captain guy is with I don't know who is driving.
Nerd soldier.
Nerd. Okay. Oh yeah, cuz he got dog blood in his mouth.
Yeah.
All right. So the nerd, are we supposed to believe that this T virus not only is interspecies, can go from multiple different species, then it has evolved so fast now that it can control the nerd? Because that cockroach crawls into his ear hole.
Yeah. Well, this is the. Well, and it hasn't even crawled into its ear hole yet. Yeah, and then the tentacles start popping out of the captain. I assume because of the leg. But
Yeah, because he got shot
yeah,
by the tentacle porn monster 2.0.
yeah. So I guess. Yeah, and the guy was already being controlled. So I guess, yeah, the roach just kind of hooked onto him like he did the rat earlier. But yeah, and then there's a. Sorry, go ahead.
But the nerd, the way that the T virus is shown through the nerd, like the T virus is in more control of itself. It's not just a
yeah, because it's the doctor.
bloodthirsty monster.
Yeah,
Oh, because he's smart.
yeah, it's the smart
Oh,
doctor
God.
chick. But yeah,
Jordan, if you go to 17 minutes and 5 seconds, I mean, this is the hardest of tentacle porn. that we
oh,
get.
for sure. Yeah,
Oh my God.
but before
movie's
that,
gross.
there is kind of a scary shot of the nerd like turning his face, and he's got like a face
Yeah,
and
he's
a
got
half.
two faces. Yeah,
Like
that's the T virus's face.
yeah, like that's kind of freaky. Kind of freaky deaky. But yeah, and then the doctor's like,
Sure,
yeah, I
Jordan.
won't give you my data, and then just kills the guy with all of her tentacles coming out of her hand. So yeah, I'm not sure why the nerd wanted to save the captain anyway, because the captain was given up and it was going to die anyway. I'm not quite sure what the point was of saving him in the first place. I guess just
So
to
he
be
could
scary
have all of
later.
his, so he could have all of his tentacles come out of his hand, and he could have,
Yeah,
his fun.
I guess. Yeah, it's just fun for it, I guess. I don't know. It felt really weird. Main guy is called Klaus.
this movie.
Of course he is.
I hate this movie.
Yeah, it wasn't a good time. I was watching it at work during the Microsoft shutdown, and I just kept going like, "Oh, what? Like, what? Why? What?" Eventually, my coworker was like, "You have to stop," audibly saying whatever. I'm like, "Okay, sorry. It's just weird
But why?
and odd and gross, like more so than the games." I guess in the games,
Well, that's what.
it still happens, but it's like I get a break in between, so it doesn't hit me quite as much.
Well, that's what we get to look forward to in season 2 of Casting to Level Up.
Yeah, I guess this is going to be a short episode because this is a short video.
Yeah. And I don't want to talk about the video game, so I don't.
Yeah.
Because I'm just going to make people upset and mad. So, all right, Jordan. What is your movie rating
Oh, God.
for Biohazard 4D Executioner?
It's mercifully short, so I'm going to say, and it's got some good ideas. I'll say a 4.5.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, game cred.
Oh, God. I don't know. 9? It feels very Resident Evil. I don't know. They can't walk and shoot. Game, like... Oh, you're talking just the game itself? What do I give the game?
No. That's game rating. Like game cred. Like you're giving Biohazard 4D Executioner a 9.
Yeah, that's very
Okay.
Resident Evil. It feels like it was a cutscene of a game, of one of the games. So yeah.
It's a non-canonical entry in the Resident Evil franchise. Okay. All right. What about your fun meter, Jordan?
Oh God, a 1? What? Have I given something else a 1?
No.
Yeah, I'll give it a 1.
All right, and then here's where it's gonna get real gross. What's your game rating?
Oh, how about you give yours first? So I can kind of offset it so people don't hate us.
My game rating is a 3.
Oh my
My
God, Ben.
my fun meter was a 0.75.
Jesus.
Game cred, because I only wrote down 2 things. I'm like, ooh, game cred. I gave it a 2.
Jesus.
And movie rating. We also need to reevaluate some of them, but I gave it a 1.5 for a movie.
Okay.
I did not have fun. I did not have fun preparing for this episode.
Yeah, I can tell.
Across the board.
Game, I guess I'll put a 9.7.
Okay.
I wouldn't
You can only put
normally, but you
3.
gave it a 3. Like, holy fuck.
But you
This is
can
one of
only
the
give-
best games of all time.
Okay, but you can only put 3 games above it. You got to remember that.
I understand. Well, no, because
Okay.
I can do 9.77 if I need to.
Oh my God.
Make it really pedantic.
So the CTLU rating for the video game is a 63.5.
Oh, okay.
How do you feel about that, Jordan?
I don't agree. Maybe they didn't play the remake? I don't know.
No. The CTLU, Castingtolevelup rating, rating is a 63.5.
I don't agree, but that's fine. I did what I could.
Yeah. Metacritic gave it a 91.
Oh,
okay,
that makes sense.
I can't find a Rotten Tomato score for this.
I'm shocked.
Which I'm fine. Well, I'm fine. No one needs to watch this.
Right. Yeah. No, it's okay.
So our collective movie rating is a 31.25.
All right. That feels right.
It's above Wing Commander.
Yeah.
Well, no. I can agree with that.
This episode feels kind of sad, but it's because Ben's sad that he had to do any of this, and then I'm sad that I had to watch 4D Executioner, and I'm never going to.
I'm
again.
excited. Hey, I'm excited to watch the first Resident Evil movie. I am so happy.
Yeah.
I mean, basically just 1, 2, and 3, and then after that, I mean, I'll be revisiting them.
Yeah.
Kind of like for the second watch. So we'll see how they do. I know one of them between 4 to 6. It's not bad. I just can't remember which one.
Yeah. I'm excited to play all the games. I love these games. I love this
me
genre.
too.
I love Silent Hill. I love.
I'm so excited to play more Resident Evil games. They're my favorite. This is probably going to be my tone for the next one. Well, no, it won't be, because we'll be talking about the movie, which is a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece, Jordan.
Did you know
and
girls
then
have boobs and legs? They got both.
They do. And there's also just a great scene with Rochelle Rodriguez where she just looks at someone and goes, blow me. Love it. It's fucking perfect. Oh, Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah, she is.
I love her.
Oh, she's great.
She'll spit in your mouth and you'll say thank you after that.
Oh yeah, but only if I'm a girl, because she is very not into guys.
That's still. I mean, we can hope for things.
That feels like some weird territory.
Oh, you can hope.
Okay.
You can fantasize.
Okay. I guess. I don't know. That feels weird to me.
I can't.
I'm not gonna.
I can't fantasize.
I'm
about
not gonna
someone?
comment.
No, I'm just confused.
I don't know. That feels weird. I don't know why that feels weird. But
Okay, so
they would not be into
us
it.
talking us talking about Will Smith, who there's absolutely no way that he would ever do what we talked about on the Independence Day episode. That's fine.
Yeah, but I can't explain why. I definitely feel like I'm in the wrong here.
All this is getting cut out. Yeah, I feel like you're being
I don't.
reverse
I
sexist.
feel like probably, but I'm a dude talking about a girl would already, guy on guy is just fun sometimes.
I just want her to spit in my mouth.
No, for sure.
All that's getting cut out.
Yeah. All right, Ben. That's it. I don't want to talk about this anymore. So let's do the outro so we can move on to. Oh, do you want to say what it is?
Next episode?
Yeah.
It's about
Boobs.
a rich white bitch. Boobs. It's about a rich white bitch who just is bored with her life.
No, don't use the B word. It's Lara Croft, dude.
Lara Croft Tomb Raider is our next episode.
Lara Croft's a great video game character. You don't need to be throwing around the B word for her.
Well, I mean, it's the character that is portrayed.
Well, then it's Angelina Jolie. Don't be.
No, I
get my
I loved her in the
theoretical
movie.
wife's name out your mouth.
Oh, but that's fine. But that's okay. All right. We got to restart. I'll say what the movie is, and then I'll do the outro. Jesus Christ.
No, I can
All right.
say it.
All right, here we go. Yes. Next episode is Lara Croft Tomb Raider. And we will be playing the first game?
Yeah. Did you play the first game, Ben?
Yes.
Uh.
How do you think I enjoyed it? It's tank controls.
Yeah, I don't think you did.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
hey, shocker.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
I hated
Yeah.
I hated the movie even more. All right. Alrighty. That is all we have. So thanks for joining us on Casting Level Up as we journey through the cinematic hell that is video game movies. Remember to subscribe to all of our social media platforms. Until next time, may your games be epic, your movies be legendary, the next one's not. Game on, laugh on, catch you at the respawn.